Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today for this Thai massage video. We are going to be looking at some side lying techniques to help loosen up tension in the shoulders. So it's a great way to help mobilize and increase range of motion in those tight shoulders, as well as targeting tension in the upper back. We'll also be able to work into the tops of the shoulders and even into the neck a little bit as well. So I'm really excited to show you some of these simple techniques in a very easy side lying position. But before we begin, I'm going to start by showing you a really nice way to move your partner from the supine position, lying on their back, and move into the side lying position. So there are all kinds of ways in Thai massage that we can make these transitions happen smoothly so that your partner can stay relaxed the entire time. So go ahead and like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave your comments below and let me know what other areas are tight in your body so we can be sure and make some videos to target those areas as well. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the new channel. We've got lots more videos coming your way and we wouldn't want you to miss a beat. Thanks so much for being here. And we will start with your partner just lying right onto their back. Then I'm going to just pick up her ankle here, lifting from her leg. You can use your hand to support underneath the knee to bring her into something like a lunge. Now I'm going to lunge my foot right next to her. And I like to bring her foot right into my hip socket so then I can actually be hands-free here. Her leg is supported by my leg and her foot is supported by my hip. Then we can move into a very simple hip stretch just by lunging forward. So it's very easy on my part. And this is a great way to start releasing tension through the hips. So you can do this a couple times, maybe 2-3 times, adjusting your range of motion here, just working to increase the flexibility. And then moving towards the side lying position, I'll guide her leg all the way across her body. And I like to take a little twist here so you can actually open the arm out. Then I come and kneel right alongside her hips. So again, I could go completely hands-free, just using my leg to help her move into a twist. So again, the whole idea of Thai massage is that it's easy for both people. Now I'm going to use one hand along her knee to give a little pressure in that twist. And I'll use my opposite hand across her shoulder so we can really find that opposition from knee to shoulder, giving that stretch and twist along the whole length of the spine. So again, this is a really great stretch if you're dealing with low back pain or any pain through the mid back, and also could be really helpful if you're dealing with tension in the chest and pecs as well. Then I'll just come to kneel right alongside her and then gently taking the wrist, I can guide her shoulder over to the side, and just like that, in one easy movement, we've come all the way into side lying. Now, it can be helpful to have a pillow handy if you want to put your head under here. Right? So this is another way to help support the neck in the side lying position. If your partner has really tight hips, you might also opt to have a pillow underneath the top leg just to support underneath the hips. So just a few different options for how you can help make your partner a little bit more comfortable in the side lying position. And then from here, I'm going to take a hold of her top arm and just bring it down alongside her body. Now, I'm going to use my arm underneath her wrist and cup my hand around the top of her shoulder. Now, sometimes people might have a tendency to drape the whole arm over. This could be an option, but you'll see the arm becomes very floppy. It's not very supported here. So I find that having the arm a little further back and having her wrist draped over my forearm actually gives me a whole lot more control as I now am basically holding her whole arm. So just a little subtlety in the positioning there. Then I'll take my opposite hand, cupping over the tops of her shoulders, nice and easy, just leaning back, creates a beautiful traction and stretch across the top of the shoulders. And you can move with the rhythm of your breath as you exhale, leaning back for a stretch. Inhale, coming back forward. And exhale and lean back. So it's very rhythmic, very smooth, working with the rhythm of the breath. Now, oftentimes people will have some knots or some trigger points along the tops of the shoulders. So you can use your fingers here to just start kneading into the tops of the shoulders. And you'll notice where it might feel tight. There might feel like some lumps or some little rocks in the tops of the shoulders. And that's where you want to spend a little extra time, maybe applying a little bit extra pressure, because those are going to be the areas that are really tight. So we're just working to loosen that up here. And you can spend a few minutes working these areas. Whew. From this position, you also have wonderful access to the side of the neck here. So oftentimes if people are dealing with tension along the top of the shoulder, it's going to run up into the neck as well. So you have wonderful access to start working some of those neck lines. And again, you may notice some knots or tight places along the side of the neck. Now, I will say that oftentimes people can be very tender or sensitive here. So just be mindful about the amount of pressure that you're using. You don't want to work it too hard, but just enough to start to work into those tight places. Whew. Now, after we've worked the top of the shoulder and the side of the neck, this is where we can really get into some of that juicy stuff along the back of the shoulder. Oftentimes people are complaining of tension through the tops of the shoulders and the upper back. So this is a great way to start loosening it up. Take a good grip of the shoulder and you can just make some big circles here, getting some mobility through the shoulder here. You can go in both directions, and this is another one of those places where it's just really good to have a full support of the whole arm. And gently rolling the shoulder forward here. This is creating a little more space. So then I can really start to work my fingertips along the edge of the shoulder blade. So you can kind of see here the edge of her shoulder blade. So here I'm just giving a little bit of pressure, kind of working along that line. Whew, and this is where there's a little bit of tightness, a little tension. So just be mindful that you're not using too much pressure. You don't want to overwork the area, but just gently start to invite the body to relax with a nice gentle pressure here. And you'll feel when the body starts to relax, everything just kind of starts to soften around the area. Now we can take this one step deeper by pressing your fingertips forward and use your front hand to actually draw the shoulder blade back. And this will give you a little bit of that opposition. So as one hand goes forward, the other hand goes back, and it allows you to start to work a little bit deeper behind the shoulder blades. And it's important to note that everybody is going to have a different range of motion here. Everyone will have different accessibility and mobility available to them underneath the shoulders here. So don't worry about pushing your own agenda about what you think should happen, but really pay close attention to what's available in your partner's body, right? We're really here to support them, to relax, and to work out their own kinks. All right, so just another good area to work behind the shoulder blades. Definitely want to give some love to those tight shoulders. Now the last thing I'll show you here in this position is a wonderful chest stretch. So you can actually open arm out. So this is stretching open the chest. Now a couple different options. You can hold the wrist with your hand. You may just let her arm rest on your lap, and then you can go hands free. So you can play with it, see what's possible. And then from this position, I sometimes will use my hands to just do a little bit of kneading along the arm. So it's good to just work out any tension along the lines of the arms here. And this kneading usually feels pretty good, pretty relaxing. And it starts to rotate the shoulder open more, giving you a little bit more range of motion and starting to gently stretch the front of the shoulder. And we can take it one step further by actually bringing the knife edge of your hand, or sometimes I say that your karate chop hand, right, into the pec. Then I'll apply a little bit of pressure here, then actually extend the wrist further back. So this is just taking it into a little bit more of a twist. And so her arm here is kind of like the hands of a clock, going in a circular motion, arcing up in the direction of the head. And then this hand is applying some pressure to really deepen the stretch. Yeah. Then after 3 or 4 cycles there, I will let the hand rest back onto my lap. And then I like to use both hands and knead across the top of the chest. This is a really great position to work the pecs, especially if you're working on a female client. Because she's lying on her side, naturally gravity will pull the breast tissue down, and so you have access to the pec muscles without getting into any of the breast tissue. So you can help your partner feel a lot more relaxed, more comfortable, more safe, but still get into those tight muscles without making anybody feel weird, right? We always want to be mindful of people's boundaries and be sure that we make everybody feel safe and comfortable to receive this work so they can truly relax. But chances are good that if people are dealing with tension in the upper back and shoulders, that there's going to be some corresponding tension in the chest as well. So it's good to be able to access the whole shoulder joint from this side lying position. And then from here, we'll just gently bend her elbow, bringing it back along her side. Now this is a time when I would move into some other areas of the body in a side lying position, but this is a great place to work the whole shoulder. I'm so glad you could join me for this little tutorial. So go ahead and flip your partner to the other side. You can start this video over and follow along for the second side. Thank you so much for watching. Please visit my website, jenhilman.com, for lots more videos and for information about my upcoming Thai massage workshop, where we will be covering this and many more techniques so you can start sharing this work with your friends and family. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Namaste.